40% of their paycheck in the first 12 hours. It's gotten so bad, the average young person spends $275 a year on late fees or overdrafts, so maybe more frequent pay cycles would help. I'm Dr. Catherine Albrecht for StartMail.com.
Route 66 Broadband is a locally owned and operated company with a local attitude. What that means to you is better service. With internet service and digital TV in Needles, Golden Valley, Mojave Valley, and Golden Shore. Call Needles at 760-326-4190 and Golden Valley at 928-565-4190. Be sure to check out the website at route66broadband.com. It's all about reliable high-speed service and much more.
From the KTOX AM 1340 and 92.9 FM Weather Center, I'm Charles Dixon. Clear sky and 98 degrees on Route 66 in Needles, and good afternoon to listeners in Oatman. Currently clear sky and 89 degrees for you. Getting down to 64 overnight tonight. Friday's high will be in the mid-100s, sky is clear. Temperatures in the lower 100s on Saturday. That's your KTOX Tri-State weather. Brought to you by Route 66 Broadband.
Tri-State leader in local talk.
The opinions voiced on the Rob Hanson radio program are those of the host and the callers, and not necessarily those of KTOX and Reuben Broadcasting.
Oh my goodness gracious me, mercy sakes alive. It is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. Oh, let's get this thing started, shall we? I think we shall.
The Miss Rob Hanson radio program on KTOX 1340 AM, now with FM on 92.9 FM. The Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader.
Sitting with the finger, trying to work it out. Such a jam of the brain makes you want to scream and shout. Presidential party, no one wants to dance. Looking for a new star to put you in the traps. Let's go all the way.
And it is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM right here in beautiful downtown Needless, California. That's right. Anyway, broadcasting, well, sort of loud and clear. And, of course, on the web at rumble.com. I believe somewhere on YouTube's and definitely on X. Anyway, if you're just joining us, grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's have a conversation because we're gonna have a real conversation like we used to have around the kitchen table before politics got tribal and stopped being about ideas and started to be about team jerseys. Tonight's monologue is a little different. Now, I'm a conservative through and through. I believe in God, guns, limited government, strong borders, free enterprise, Constitution as it was written. I did vote for Trump 3 times. I support the America First agenda. And I'll keep fighting the radical left's cultural Marxism until the day I die. But here's the thing. Being conservative doesn't mean I have to pretend that my own side is perfect. Real conservatism demands intellectual honesty. It demands we call balls and strikes on both teams. So this evening, for the next 20, 25 minutes or so, I want to talk about some things Democrats get right. and the things Republicans have gotten flat out wrong. Not because I'm going soft, not because I'm deflecting to the others or defecting to the other side, but because if we don't fix what's broken in our own team, we'll never win the long game for the country we love. Let's start with the criminal justice. For decades, Republicans owned the tough on crime mantle, and with good reason. Crime was exploding in the 70s and the 80s, and Americans were scared. Mandatory minimums and 3-strike laws and the war on drugs were sold as a common sense way to keep predators off the streets. And in many cases, it worked. Violent crime plummeted. But somewhere along the way, we overdid it. We started locking up nonviolent offenders, low-level drug possessors, people with addiction problems, folks who made stupid mistakes, and then giving them absurdly long sentences. We ended up building a prison industrial complex that cost taxpayers tens of billions of dollars every year while turning minor offenders into hardened criminals who come out worse than they went in. Conservative groups like Right on Crime, the Texas Public Policy Foundation, and even some voices at the Heritage Foundation started sounding the alarm years ago. They pointed out that we were spending more on prisons than on higher education in some states. That recidivism rates for nonviolent offenders stayed sky high. And that the system was breaking families and communities, especially working class towns, just like ours here in the desert. Democrats were the ones who first highlighted the human cost and pushed for sentencing reform on things like crack versus powdered cocaine disparities. Now, they weren't always right on the solutions. Some wanted to defund the police and empty the jails. But they were right that the status quo was unsustainable and unjust. Now, Republicans, especially the establishment ones, dug in their heels and called any reform soft on crime. We were wrong. The proof? The First Step Act in 2018, a bipartisan legislation that reduced some mandatory minimums for nonviolent federal offenses, expanded early release programs, and focused on rehabilitation. President Trump signed it. Conservatives like Mike Lee and Chuck Grassley helped write it. And guess what? Crime didn't explode. Recidivism dropped in targeted categories. We finally admitted that treating every drug user like a kingpin was a dumb policy. And even though it's hard to admit, Democrats got that part right first. And we were late to the table. Now let's talk trade. The one that hits right here in the gut for the working places like Needles, Bullhead City, and every small town that used to have factories or businesses or anything like that. For 30 years, Republican establishments preached the gospel of unrestricted free markets. Markets will sort it out, they said. Comparative advantage, they lectured. And in 2000, a Republican-controlled Congress and a Democrat president gave China permanent normal trade relations. The vote in the House was 237 to 197. 74% of Republicans voted yes and only 34% of Democrats. And the Chamber of Commerce cheered. Wall Street cheered. And then jobs started leaving in droves. Started leaving long before then as well. Economists now estimate we lost over 2 million manufacturing jobs directly tied to the China shock in the decade that followed. Factories closed, towns hollowed out, opioid deaths skyrocketed in the communities left behind. Unions, yes, those unions warned us for years. Democrat politicians like Sherrod Brown and some old school labor Democrats said this was going to gut American working class. And they were right. Republicans told us that cheap goods at Walmart would make up for it. They didn't. Our own people paid with their dignity, their paychecks, and their futures. It took Donald Trump, a Republican outsider, to call the bluff. Slap tariffs on China, renegotiate NAFTA into USMCA, and start bringing some supply chains back home. The old guard GOP screamed, protectionist, and smoot howley. They were still living in the 1980s when the world changed. Democrats got the China trade issue right before most of us did. However, their motives weren't always pure. Some of them wanted union votes, but the diagnosis was correct. We conservatives still worship at the altar of pure free trade without national security guardrails. We're wrong. America isn't a theoretical economic textbook. It's a country with workers who need good jobs. Third, foreign policy. Specifically, the post 9/11 obsession with nation building and endless wars. After 9/11, neoconservatives inside the Republican Party sold us a bill of goods. Invade Iraq, topple Saddam, plant democracy in the Middle East, and watch the whole region bloom like a Jeffersonian France. We spent trillions, lost thousands of American lives, wounded tens of thousands more, and created power vacuums that ISIS and Iran happily filled. The intelligence on the weapons of mass destruction was flawed. The post-invasion planning was non-existent. And the idea that we could turn tribal societies into a stable liberal democracies at the point of a bayonet was hubris on steroids. Plenty of Democrats opposed the Iraq War from the beginning. Then Senator Barack Obama called it a dumb war before he was even in the Senate. However, he expanded operations severely while he was president. They were mocked as isolationists or weak. History proved them right on the execution. Now, for many of us in the American First Conservative movement, Trump Republicans, paleo-conservatives, libertarians have come around to the same conclusion. Endless occupations and regime change wars drain our blood and treasure while China laughs and builds its military. We should destroy terrorists who threaten us. Yes, absolutely. But we're still not the world's policemen. And we cannot bomb people into loving freedom. The old Republican foreign policy establishment definitely got that one wrong. Some Democrats, especially realist wing and the anti-war left, got it right. Now, we don't have to agree with their domestic agenda to admit it. Look, I could go on. Corporate welfare bailouts, where both parties play Santa with taxpayer money, the way some Republicans helped expand the federal election education bureaucracy with No Child Left Behind. That failed us miserably. While Democrats at least admit the teachers' unions were part of the problem. The point isn't to bash Republicans. The point is to make us better. Conservatism isn't about loyalty to a party label. It's about conserving what makes this country exceptional, self-reliant, with limited government, strong families, secure borders, and foreign policy that puts American interests first. When we get something wrong, well, we should fix it. When the other side has a valid point, even if it's wrapped in terrible policy, we need to acknowledge it. So here's my challenge to you tonight. Listeners in Needles, Lake Havasu, Laughlin, across the river in Arizona, and everybody listening to this streaming online, demand better from our side. Call your elected officials. Tell them no more blank checks on foreign adventures. No more kissing the ring of corporate lobbyists who ship jobs to China. And no more pretending our prison system is working when it's bankrupting us and ruining the lives that could be redeemed. Support the reformers in our ranks, the ones who want smart sentencing, fair trade that protects American workers, and humble but strong foreign policy. Let's be real. Democrats aren't our friends on most issues. Their cultural agenda is toxic. Their economic ideas usually involve more government and higher taxes. And their open border extremism is national suicide. But ideas aren't owned by parties. Truth is truth. And if we conservatives refuse to admit when we've been wrong, we hand the moral high ground to the people who are wrong about almost everything else. So I want to hear from you, 855-586-9134. Where else do you think Republicans have been wrong and Democrats have been right? And I'm not saying you should support Democrats. Hell no. But, you know, like the old saying says, even a broken watch can be right 2 times a day. It is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program. We'll be back right after these very important messages. KTOX Needles.
This city on rock and roll. Built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Say you don't know me. I reckon
This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi, because time is money, and we're always on time.
You're not wired to have a response to this sound. You're neutral to it, and you can hear it repeatedly without feeling anything. But when we introduce a new stimulus, save the food, we've achieved pulling a natural or inborn response from you. Save the food. Why are we doing this, you may ask? Save the food. Because this ad is trying to change the world's behavior through brainwashing. Because 40% of all food in the US never gets eaten. Save the food. And that costs a family of four $1,500 a year. Save the food. Cha-ching. It's worsening climate change through the release of methane gas. Save the food. Cha-ching. And it's wasting precious natural resources like our fresh water. Save the food. Cha-ching. So when you hear this sound, don't be neutral. Rethink your behavior. Cook it, store it, share it. Just don't waste it. For tips and recipes, visit savethefood.com. Brought to you by NRDC and the Ad Council.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Everybody buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up. Everybody, buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Buckle up. Everybody, buckle up.
Everybody, buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but remember, you're in control. Stand firm. Only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi. I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
Well, before I left my campsite, I was putting out my fire, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear showed up and hugged me?
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. He likes it when people correctly put out their campfires. He's pretty big on wildfire prevention. He's just letting you know you did good with a hug. He's a hugger.
I just got a bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update!
All right, I'm going to let you go now. I've got a lot of ranger stuff to do. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
KTOX 1340 AM, standing up for truth, justice, and a decent cup of coffee.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
And welcome back. 855-586-9134. That's 855-586-9134. Oh, my goodness gracious me. The Bengals walk like an Egyptian. Yeah. Haven't played that in a while. Anyway, welcome back. When we deal with U.S. foreign policy, especially with tariffs and stuff like that. Well, apparently today, the federal court struck down President Trump's backup plan on tariffs after a Supreme Court blocked his other tariff. Let's go to the phones. KTOX, you are on the air. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rob. Thank you for the material for discussion.
Okay, you're welcome.
Well, it brings back old memories back into the 70s and even into the 60s somewhat. For me, life pretty much started after the Army, after I got back from my military service.
Mm-hmm.
And
as it should be.
I remember in the 60s discussions about the CIA supporting themselves. They were operating on funds that weren't coming from the government. They were operating on funds that they got through illicit activity. And that was being brought to light back in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've started these magazines started coming out with titles about flying airplanes, drug flights coming up from Mexico and South America and the Bahamas and whatnot into America.
Yeah, they even made a movie about it.
Right.
Several. But continue on.
And a lot of those flight organizations got their experience in Vietnam and Cambodia and such places, and they brought their know-how back from the war with them, and that was used to bring drugs into the country. And some of it was even under the auspices of the CIA, from what I've heard over the radio broadcasts and TV broadcasts back in the 60s and 70s. The overwhelming demand for marijuana is what drove the culture back then. You couldn't go anywhere where people weren't smoking marijuana.
Yeah.
The more they made it illegal, the more people wanted it.
Yeah.
And I remember the paraquat pot and all that, and it's like prohibition. People who were totally against prohibition would have like 30, 40 jars of whiskey in their basement.
For personal use.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And
medicinal
people
use.
that didn't drink. and even people that didn't drink had it just because they didn't like the attitude government was taking about trying to be forceful about personal consumption issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what drove the black market as far as marijuana goes. But then other drugs became part of that project as well. You know, the cocaine and the methamphetamines.
Yeah.
The methamphetamines were diet drugs that my grandmother used to take. And then they became popular drugs for people to use to stay awake while they're at work.
Yeah.
From staying up, drinking and smoking pot all night, they need something to keep them awake at work the next day.
All right.
But that seems to me what drove the culture that wound up the Republicans were in altercation about.
Yeah.
Then I'll pretty much leave it at that for now. I thought of some stuff to go into on the later editions that you brought up about the culture and the Democrats. I'll never forgive the Democrats for labor, the labor issues. I can't remember the term now.
Okay, well, you know, if you remember it, give us a call back, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call. KTOX, you're on the air. Thanks for waiting.
Hey, I wanted to add to Kitty when you guys were talking about alcohol prohibition. True story. Story. Great grandmother in the family during alcohol prohibition. Very religious lady, right? And she would often say to herself, I would sign in blood and sign for alcohol prohibition. And then later that night, she'd go to the basement with her friends, all of her other religious friends, and be drinking bathtub gin, dude. So,
well, you know,
you can't make people do. The government can't make people do what they want you to do. Okay?
My grandfather, okay, as a young boy, during the Depression, his mother, his and his sister actually lived in a boxcar in Wyoming.
Wow.
Because that was all they could. And to make a little extra money, he ran Shine.
Of course.
And you know, it's
that's
Grandpa, I can't believe
started.
But this was out in Wyoming, you know, during the Great Depression, and you know, we really screwed the pooch during the late 20s.
Well, you know, at the same time they had alcohol prohibition and the marijuana prohibition. He mentioned Paraquat. That was so funny. You know, marijuana was a felony in all states back then when the Paraquat thing was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the government still set up test centers you could go bring your marijuana to.
Yeah.
It was like an amnesty thing. Yeah, we'll test it for Paraquat. If that's Paraquat, we take it. If it doesn't, you can have it back.
Whatever Paraquat is.
Paraquat was an insecticide.
Oh,
Did you know
gotcha.
about that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, no. What happened was the U.S. government back in the 70s, mid-late 70s, they hooked up with the Mexican government. We paid them to spray the marijuana fields with Paraquat to kill the marijuana plants.
Uh-huh.
Well, guess what? The growers said, well, this is fine. We'll just wash it all off and send it to the Americans, and they all die of Paraquat.
Oh, good
and that's
grief.
exactly what happened.
I
What
did not know that.
No, that's because you're a Bamberg dude and I'm Erlangen dude, and you're 20 years behind me.
Well, see, there you go. All righty. Thanks.
By the way.
Yeah.
No, by the way, did you hear we're leaving Vilsack, dude?
Yes, I did.
That's where Trump wants to take the 5,000 troops out of, man. I didn't realize Vilsec only had 6,500 people.
You know,
That's a small town, man.
We have
They're
actually
gonna
been,
collapse.
if you take a look at it, we've actually been drawing down forces in Germany for quite some time.
Yeah, I know.
Little
I know.
by little. But that the 5,000 that Trump is threatening with right now is I think a prelude to trying to exit the United States from the North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
Well, yeah,
NATO.
yeah, we've been paying 80%. You're the one that told me about Paris Barracks. It was back in the 80s, apparently. Some GI rapes a girl, a German civilian.
The
mayor
Erlangen rapist, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So the mayor, his whole thing was, vote for me for mayor. We'll get rid of the army, and they did. and how many German businesses collapsed after that? Quite a few.
Quite a few. All righty. Yeah. Well, you know what? I appreciate the phone call, man. Bye. 855-586-9134 is the number if you want to join in the conversation. We'll head off to a break and come back with more of your phone calls. 855-586-9134. KTOX Needles. Portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi. Because time is money, and we're always on time.
Dandy Donuts and Deli offers the best donuts and pastries in the tri-state area, hands down, and they are baked fresh every day. Dandy features 9 flavors of boba tea and a variety of smoothies, including espresso, mocha, and Thai tea. Their deli menu makes for a perfect lunch when you're on the go. Dandy Donuts and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave. Order online for fast pickup or call 928-444-1100.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi, because time is money, and we're always on time.
Hi, Crystal again from High Desert Heat. Never before in history has it been more important to hang on to your Second Amendment rights. Times are changing fast. Make sure you and your family are protected. At High Desert Heat, we have all your Second Amendment needs. Weekly CCW classes as well as training or even a try before you buy. Custom Cerakoting, engraving, ladies private and group shooting classes. We are your hometown family-friendly one-stop shop. High Desert Heat, 4410 Highway 95, Fort Mojave, Arizona, 928-763-4328.
Route 66 Broadband has always provided the fastest and most reliable service in Mojave Valley, Golden Shores, Golden Valley, and Needles. Amazing speed and flexible data plans. Digital TV and phone service available too. In Needles, call 760-326-4190. In Mojave Valley, call 928-565-4190. Visit their website at route66broadband.com.
Dandy Donuts and Deli offers the best donuts and pastries in the tri-state area, hands down, and they are baked fresh every day. Dandy features 9 flavors of boba tea and a variety of smoothies, including espresso, mocha, and Thai tea. Their deli menu makes for a perfect lunch when you're on the go. Dandy Donuts and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave. Order online for fast pickup or call 928-444-1100.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs. We'll look at real science. And we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
That's Coast to Coast every night at 10 p.m. right here on KTOX.
Swantee's a Bullhead City, wants to make your life easier. Swantee's has new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge vehicles all in stock, like the 2025 Dodge Durango. Swantee's features fast trade-in value, competitive specials, and no-hassle financing. Now Swantee's wants your car, paid for or not. They will come to you, have an extra car, sell it to us today, or trade in to upgrade. Swantee's of Bullhead City at 2494 Highway 95, right here in beautiful Bullhead City. KTOX would love to do your advertising. If your organization or business needs a little help, KTOX can get your name out on the air. We have the best advertising rates in the area. Reach us by email at ktoxradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562. That's KTOXradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562.
KTOX Needles, the very best in live local talk.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
And welcome back. My goodness gracious me. Let's go straight back to the phones. KTOX, you are on the air. Good afternoon.
Collective bargaining.
Collective bargaining. There you go.
I think it was the SAM Act that FDR signed in the 30s.
Oh, let's see here now. Let's look that up here. SAM ACT. Okay, the SAM Act, securing America's mineral supply. No, that's not it. That's the SAMS Act. I want the SAM Act. Oh. No. No. Bill to allow for the operation of civil supersonic flight. Oh my goodness gracious me! I don't know.
Well, it's the labor unions are just another way for everyone to get into everyone else's pockets, and that's why I don't like Democrats. They're always wanting what's in somebody else's pocket.
Right. Let's see here now. The collective bargaining agreement, the CBA, legally binding written contract negotiated between an employer and a union representing employees, defines the terms and conditions of employment, such as wages, benefits, hours, and safety policies, for a specific period, usually lasting 1 to 3 years. And let's see here now. Yeah, that's about it. That's about all I got. Nothing about FDR.
I read about it recently, so I'll look it up again and see if I can.
Here we go. It's a National Labor Relations Act on July 5th, 1935. Which legally protected the rights of private sector employees to organize, bargain collectively, and engage in concerted activities. This established the National Labor Relations Board to enforce these rights and to curb unfair management practices. Was that what you were thinking of?
Yes.
That was called the Wagner Act.
Okay, that's right.
Sam Act. You know, it got me all confused. I looked it up, and I couldn't find it. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Well, congratulations on stumbling across it when you got to the W's.
Well, I typed in collective bargaining agreement, and then I typed in FDR, and then poof, it came up. Franklin Roosevelt.
But Kennedy, through executive order, made it so that government unions could exist.
Yeah. No, the Democrats have definitely been for unions. Especially unions that work within governments, and frankly, I don't think there should be any union representation within government houses or government bodies. Period.
Remember who the unions support. The union members don't have any control over who the union bosses support politically.
Correct. And it becomes a, well, we've talked about dark money on here before, and especially PACs, political action committees that can essentially raise unlimited anonymous funds from any source. And a lot of them are union backed. And it throws money at the wrong thing. It really does. Now, I don't remember what Congress or who did this or who signed it into law, but when corporations became people, and that really changed the landscape for political money. It really did, because it gave corporations the ability to be counted as U.S. citizens, and also, untied corporate money into the political sphere, so to speak. And we get dark money like from Soros. We get dark money from places like BlackRock. We get dark money from enemies of the United States. Actual enemies, actual foreign enemies. And they unduly influence our elections. Just with the money they pump in. Just with the money they pump in. And I'm not talking about the hacking or the anything else that coincides with rotten politics in the United States.
Nefarious.
I'm talking solely about. Oops, sorry there, Tundra. I'm talking solely about just the dark money that goes into political advertising.
And then the efforts they go through to spend it all.
Exactly. And then God only knows, what money's left over gets piped into particular candidates' physical pockets. Disguised as speaking fees.
Pockets.
Disguised as speaking fees. I mean, honestly, would you pay $250,000 to hear Barack Obama speak?
Absolutely not.
Would you? Let's put it this way: would you pay $250,000 to hear Trump speak? Absolutely not. If you want to if a politician wants to get up there and speak, fine. A speaking fee of $20,000-$30,000, that's fine. But when you're getting up in the $250,000 ranges, the $150,000 or the $1 million ranges, stuff like that, you all you're doing is providing more dark money into political messaging. Go ahead.
Where did this concept of dark money come from? Well, I'd say the CIA back in the 50s and 60s.
I have no idea. I don't know. But it really started to take effect in the late 80s, especially into the 90s, and oh boy, has it been rampant in the current century.
And that's something Catherine Austin Fitz talks a lot about whenever she's on the Coast to Coast. She's occasionally on there to give a short talk, and her talks usually end up in the realm of talking about dark money.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Kenny. Well, thanks for the call. Do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
855-586-9134. Hi, Henry. How you doing?
Hi, Rob. I'm doing good.
You brought me my dog.
Yes, and I brought some Pop Rocks.
I have some of those.
I know you can't eat too many.
I can't eat too many, but boy, are they.
But, yeah, I mean.
Don't eat them on the air.
When you do this.
Yeah, and then I just end up turning off your mic because that's annoying. I mean, you sound like you have static in your mouth.
It takes forever to get rid of them, too.
Of course it does. But they're tasty. Those are really good.
Mm-hmm.
You still have a whole bunch of those, huh?
I do.
No,
I do the cotton candy.
The cotton.
I thought they were bubble gum, but the cotton candy. Dylan loves them. I don't know why. It seems like it'd be very irritating for a dog.
Because he's retarded.
It seems like it'd be very irritating for a dog to be eating Pop Rocks. Huh, Sandra?
She doesn't want Pop Rocks.
Oh no, I put some in her mouth before, and she said,
Yeah, no, but she has her idea of what she wants.
No, we got 1 minute. We're gonna get a tire. We're gonna
play with the tire here.
Where's your tire, Tundra?
Right there.
Tundra, get your tire. Let's go
motorcycle
outside.
Tire.
Motorcycle.
Where's the motorcycle tire?
Where's the motorcycle
there it
at?
is. Oh my gosh, yeah, 33 seconds left.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what brings you by?
Oh, I just thought I'd come by before a meeting. Just come by and say hi.
Just come by and say hi, huh?
Yeah, show you Tundra. Tundra says, "Let's go see Rob." You hear?
See, there you go. Well,
say hi, Rob.
She's good at that. Yeah. She's really, really, really good.
I say, "You want to see Rob?" She gets all excited. Dylan goes right for his bowl because he knows I'm going to give him treats. Because I don't get to go, but at least I get treats.
Yeah. Well, if he was a little bit better behaved, both of them would get to go.
Right.
Right. I've seen both of them here at the same time.
Have I had both of them here? Oh, yeah.
It gets scary.
That's
Anyway, it is the Miss Rob Hanson Radio program. Back after top of the hour news, KTOX Needles.
KTOX and K281CR Needles.
If you are just turning on your radios,
this is KTOX.
To bring you up to date on the news.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Keith Peters in Washington. There's been an exchange of fire between the U.S. and Iran.
The U.S. military says it intercepted Iranian attacks on 3 U.S. Navy ships in the Strait of Hormuz and targeted Iranian military facilities responsible for attacking U.S. forces. Earlier in the day, a shipping data company reported that Iran had created a government agency to vet and tax vessels seeking passage, as Tehran says it was reviewing the latest U.S. proposals for ending the war. The U.S. military says no U.S. ships were hit. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The price of a gallon of regular gasoline in the U.S. has climbed 31 cents in the past week. Bob Agnew reports.
The travel group AAA says at $4.54 a gallon as of Wednesday, gas was a full 52% higher than before the war with Iran began. The main reason drivers are paying more for gas is because the war has stranded oil tankers near the Strait of Hormuz. On renewed hopes of an end to the war, oil prices have fallen to near or below the $100 mark. If that trend continues, it could pull gasoline prices down as well. But energy experts warn it will take months for prices to return to pre-war levels. Bob Hagner reporting.
The State Department will begin revoking the U.S. passports of thousands of parents who owe a significant amount of unpaid child support. The department told the Associated Press on Thursday that the revocations would begin Friday and be focused on those who owe $100,000 or more. That would apply to about 2,700 American passport holders. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 313 points, the Nasdaq dropped 32, the S&P 500 lower by 28, oil around $95 a barrel. More at townhall.com.
Here's something most people don't know. When Warren Buffett was just 13 years old, he didn't put his money into a savings account. While other kids were earning next to nothing at local banks, Buffett put $114 into a little-known investment. Today, that $114 would be worth over $15 million. And it wasn't a risky trade, it wasn't insider knowledge. It was an account that's been around since 1888, and over the last 25 years, it's averaged 29% a year. That's what happens when your money is allowed to compound. Compare that to today's savings account, paying less than 0.5%, while inflation quietly eats away at your buying power. Buffett understood early, banks are great businesses, just not for savers. If you'd like to see what some investors call the 29% account, go now to ask29account.com. That's ask29account.com. Ask29account.com.
Swantee's of Bullhead City wants to make your life easier. Swantee's has new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge vehicles all in stock, like the 2025 Dodge Durango. Swantee's features fast trade-in value, competitive specials, and no-hassle financing. Now Swantee's wants your car, paid for or not. They will come to you, have an extra car, sell it to us today, or trade in to upgrade. Swantee's of Bullhead City at 2494 Highway 95, right here in beautiful Bullhead City.
If you need another reason to regulate your kiddo's screen time, this new study should be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I'm Dr. Catherine Albrecht, and in a moment I'll tell you about the link between screen time and poor academic performance.
Red alert, Yahoo users. You've fallen in a trap that could ruin your life.
If you keep using Yahoo,
You consent to sharing all data in your email account with our AI providers, and you grant us a perpetual license to use, display, publish, and publicly distribute your content in any media known now or in the future, and to let other users access and distribute it as well.
yikes, it's time to switch to StartMail, the only email that's AI-free and private by design. StartMail.com.
A 15-year study out of Toronto has revealed that the more early life TV and phone time kids have, the less likely they are to perform well in school years later. More specifically, each additional hour of daily screen time decreases their odds of excelling in core subjects by around 10%. The reason? Screen time replaces other important activities that are critical for childhood development, like exploration, exercise, social skills, and getting enough sleep. So parents, lock up the electronics and encourage your kids to live instead. I'm Dr. Catherine Albrecht for StartMail, the private AI-free email alternative.
Route 66 Broadband is locally owned and operated company with a local attitude. What that means to you is better service. With internet service and digital TV in Needles, Golden Valley, Mojave Valley, and Golden Shore. Call Needles at 760-326-4190 and Golden Valley at 928-565-4190. Be sure to check out the website at route66broadband.com. It's all about reliable high-speed service and much more.
From the KTOX AM 1340 and 92.9 FM Weather Center, I'm Charles Dixon. Clear sky and 97 degrees on Route 66 in Needles, and good afternoon to listeners in Oatman. Currently clear sky and 90 degrees for you. Getting down to 64 overnight tonight. Friday's high will be in the mid-100s, sky is clear. Temperatures in the lower 100s on Saturday. That's your KTOX Tri-State weather. Brought to you by Route 66 Broadband.
KTOX.
The opinions voiced on the Rob Hanson radio program are those of the host and the callers, and not necessarily those of KTOX and Reuben Broadcasting.
Oh, and welcome back. It is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program, hour number 2. Let's get this thing started, shall we? I think we shall.
It's the Miss Rob Hanson radio program on KTOX 1340 AM, now with FM on 92.9 FM, the Tri-State's undisputed talk leader.
And welcome back. 855-586-9134. Let's go to the phones real quick. KTOX, you're on the air. Thanks for waiting.
You got it off.
Oh, I got it off.
Well,
we'll try that again.
Huntington Beach, dude.
What's up, Huntington Laguna Beach, dude?
I would say Hermosa Beach or Malibu Beach, but see, in Malibu, you got all these socialists over there.
Well, that's far out.
Yeah, it's far out, dude. What I'm going to say is that mayor's race that's going on in Los Angeles.
Oh, God.
It's worthwhile to watch the video on that on your phone, because that guy named Spencer Pratt, I believe it is.
Uh-huh.
He's a wonderful, smart dude, and it's just like Steve Hilton running for governor. You can also watch his, debates with on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But these two guys, they're both smart. And to give you an example how smart Steve Hilton is, the one that's running for governor, he's already made just in the restaurant business and in Silicon Valley here in America. The restaurants he owned but he's already made like $78 million, and that also includes being on Fox News, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like that we need people that are really extremely smart, because they can fix the school system, they can fix the homeless a lot better. There's a lot of issues that's got to be fixed.
What's Steve Hilton going to do for the homeless?
Well, I watched a debate when he was talking about that. I don't remember every little single thing that he
didn't say very much about that. He has no ideas on that. Now, Chad Bianco
you're
has
wrong.
some great ideas on it.
He has ideas on it because I didn't catch everything about it, but I'm going to watch it again.
Take a look at Chad Bianco and see what he has to say about it. I like what he has to say about it. It's not the homeless problem.
Is that the sheriff in Riverside or somewhere?
It's the drug problem. It's not the homeless problem. It's the drug problem that causes the homeless. If you clear up the
So you don't like Steve Hilton, you're saying?
No, he's okay. He's totally okay. But listen to Chad Bianco on the homeless situation part.
Or in the drug situation.
Yeah.
Well, I just so look, Steve Hilton's a businessman, and that's right there alone is a million times better than a politician.
I agree. I totally agree on that one.
And yeah. Hey, by the way, there's a song called Wonderwall by Oasis. If you get a chance, I'd be grateful if you
DJ requests or open lines right now.
At least you didn't call in on Saturday asking for it.
No,
all right,
you
Wonderwall.
Gotta be nice
gotcha.
about it, or they won't play the music. You got to be really polite, you know.
Yeah, well, if you slip me $20, I'll think that's an actual being really polite, and almost guarantee that I will do it.
You know what I like about you? You're an honest man.
I am.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but $20 in an envelope makes me play your song.
Exactly. Bribe me and I will stay bribed. At least for the song.
Where did you find Henry at? Can you tell me?
Oh, he crawled in from under a rock. Actually, I think his dog dragged him in.
That's
here.
right. And they actually saw my dog. They saw my dog, and they said, "You're on the air." Only if you bring Tundra.
I don't care. I don't care what they say about him. I like Henry.
I'm kind of fond of him too. All right, thanks for the call.
Okay, I'm stoked, dude.
All right, bye. 855-586-9134. KTOX, you are on the air. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So the question is, what do we get back, or how do we get back to conservative and rebuild the party? Is that what you're asking?
No.
Or is that last hour?
That was last hour.
So
I haven't even gotten to this hour's topics yet.
Oh, okay, because I didn't hear anybody call in with anything constructive to say about that at all.
Okay, what do you have constructive to say about it?
Well, first of all, I think that we got to acknowledge that the Republican Party has really lost the way as far as true conservatism, fiscal conservatism. When we have, for example, $100 billion for a ballroom that nobody wants.
Okay, that is mostly being privately funded, but okay, go ahead.
That is not true.
All right, well,
that is,
hang on, Chuck. You and I are going to disagree on it. Let's just agree to disagree on it and not argue about it.
Okay, we can disagree on it, but the fact of the matter is, that's the facts. Okay, we're in the slot for $100 billion, $1 billion of taxpayer money for something that we don't want. Now,
we should just give $1 billion on the ballroom.
Yeah,
now,
we should just give it to Ukraine.
Hang on. Where are you getting that figure? Because that's the first I've heard of it.
I know it's the first time you heard of it, and so that's why I wonder why people.
Hey, Chuck, you want to be polite? Be polite. Why don't you tell me your damn source without going off on me?
Okay, Congress.
Congress, okay. What Congress?
Lindsey Graham.
Okay.
Okay, is that good enough?
We're looking it up right now. Bye, Chuck.
How much did he say?
100 billion.
100 billion? Billion? As of May 2026, the estimated cost of the new White House ballroom has risen to approximately $400 million. doubling from its original $200 million estimate. While the president has stated the project will be funded by private donors, the Senate Republicans have proposed a separate $1 billion in federal funding for related security upgrades. And that Chuckles is for the entire White House and
well, the $1 billion is
government.
for security.
Yeah. Anyway, the rising cost, the project costs increased to $400 million due to expansion in size intended for hosting major events like inaugurations. Dinners where, nut jobs with guns aren't going to run through and try to assassinate presidents. Chuckles.
People liberals from California won't do that.
Critics argue that relying on private donations for a project of this scale could allow donors to purchase access, while supporters emphasize the need for a modern, secure venue. Now, if it was solely Democrats doing that, oh yeah, I'd be questioning that. I would be definitely questioning that. Anyway, the project includes a 90,000 square foot ballroom designed to be, according to the president, the most beautiful and secure in the world. I really wish I could. I really need to work on my Trump.
Well, what's this guy with the interest rates? Who is at the Federal Reserve?
Yeah.
Okay, that building, just remodeling it.
Yeah, I know.
It's costing billions.
Yeah.
Just to remodel it.
Now, the proposed $1 billion in federal funds. This is separate from the $400 million.
That's security throughout the whole White House, not just the ballroom.
Would cover extensive underground and above ground security features. Now, Chuckles, I know you called in yesterday about this. And you were really upset when I started talking about how many presidents have remodeled or renovated or redecorated the White House to some extent. Nearly every one of them. Making the total nearly 45 since John Adams first moved in.
Yeah, and they built a swimming pool at one time because the one person likes swimming.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let me go to the phones. KTOX, you're on the air.
Is Kenny here?
Hey, Kenny here.
Hi, Kenny.
Hi, Henry.
What am I going to yell at you about?
I forgot.
Okay.
Something about the ballroom, but the Federal Reserve remodeling Federal Reserve where'd that money come from? Is that the Federal Reserve money?
That came out of your money.
That's our money. That's taxpayer money.
So they didn't use their bank profits.
Oh no!
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that when the federal government can give them money?
So I'm assuming that the federal government also paid for the Taj Mahal that they use for an office.
I don't know nothing about that.
What was the question?
Taj Mahal.
What about the Taj Mahal?
They have pretty ornate offices there in Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see why the Federal Reserve would consider themselves anything less than any of the rest of the offices in D.C. I mean, shouldn't there be columns and?
Donald Trump said that he could have tore it down and built it back up for not even close to that amount. And he knows, and Donald Trump knows he's a builder. So yeah. So and you're crying about a ballroom, then the Federal Reserve building, not you, Kenny, but about the Federal Reserve Federal Reserve's costing us way, way, way more than security for the White House.
Yeah. Security.
Yeah. The rest of it's privately funded.
Now, do you want a list of I don't know, changes since the 1800s to the White House?
Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, by the way, thanks for the call.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thank you.
Thomas Jefferson added the east and west colonnades. Theodore Roosevelt in 1902 undertook a massive renovation, removing Victorian elements of the building in the original West Wing. William Howard Taft in 1902 expanded the West Wing and created the first Oval Office. Calvin Coolidge changed the face of the White House forever, where he added a roof, or rebuilt the roof and added a third floor. Franklin D. Roosevelt expanded the West Wing, added the East Wing, installed an indoor pool, and moved the Oval Office to its current location. Harry S. Truman, he did the most. He conducted the most extensive renovation, gutting the entire interior of the building and rebuilding it.
All of it, huh?
Everything.
Wow.
And leaving only the exterior walls. John F. Kennedy in the 1960s led a major historical restoration of the interior and created the modern Rose Garden.
Well, don't forget the Marilyn Monroe tunnels. Secret.
Not even going there.
Okay, what else?
Richard Nixon in the 1970s. He had a bowling alley and converted the indoor pool into a press briefing room. I'm sorry they just didn't, add a trap door kind of mechanism.
That would
so
have been kind of neat.
you got
just dump them.
Just dunk them.
Yeah,
they get out of control. Just open.
Baptize the press.
Yeah, exactly. Bill Clinton.
They stole stuff.
Well, he also did a bunch of things. In the 1990s, he renovated the Oval Office and updated the Situation Room. Barack Obama upgraded the tennis court to a basketball court. Don't laugh. Donald Trump, his first term, initiated construction, or his latest term, initiated construction of a grand ballroom. He also installed a new tennis court.
Oh, Trump did?
Yes.
Oh, got rid of the basketball court.
No, the basketball court's still there.
Oh, okay. What about pickleball? I want pickleball.
That's just tennis on small.
Yeah, it's tennis before the steroids.
Now, while many of the changes were paid for by Congress, several presidents, including Franklin Roosevelt, Gerald Ford, and Donald Trump, used private donations for specific additions. So it's really not that big of a deal. Now,
no, it's not. It's going to be very usable.
Yeah. Now, do you suppose that that the security upgrades, the $1 billion in security upgrades for the White House is necessary?
Of course. Absolutely.
I don't know.
And you know why the left is so pissed off about it?
Why?
Because it wasn't their idea.
Of course.
Was it their idea?
Yeah.
Yep.
But Chuck's TDS.
Yep.
Trump derangement syndrome is strong with him.
Right. If you want to hear more about that, listen to my show from 4 to 6 on Sundays.
No.
Recovery from politics.
No.
It'll tell you about
I recover from politics
the mental and
on
physical conditions it causes.
I recover from politics on Saturday. from 3 to 6.
Yeah.
By going back in time, 1972.
I was talking to Chuck, not you.
I know. I'm talking to
So
Chuck.
whatever.
Well.
I don't want you to listen.
I don't.
I
join.
I ban you from listening.
I join your program, and I'm going to talk about politics. You know I will.
I ban you from listening.
Yeah. You banned me from listening. Good luck. Good luck with that. I mean, holy cow. Oops. I did not want Alexa open.
Alexa?
No.
Close.
I already closed that. That is, that is not an option right now. Anyway, it is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program.
Light my fire.
Yep. Go ahead and light my fire by lighting up my phone lines, 855-586-9134. Back after these messages. K2X Needles.
I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to slip the night on.
This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi. Because time is money, and we're always on time.
Meet Barkley. When Barkley smells gas, he leaves fast. When Barkley hears hissing coming from a gas appliance, he leaves fast. When Barkley sees dirt or water shooting from the ground, he leaves fast. Barkley then calls 911 and Southwest Gas from a safe location.
Did that dog just grab a phone and dial 911?
Gas lines can be buried anywhere, so remember to call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Dandy Donuts and Deli offers the best donuts and pastries in the tri-state area, hands down, and they are baked fresh every day. Dandy features 9 flavors of boba tea and a variety of smoothies, including espresso, mocha, and Thai tea. Their deli menu makes for a perfect lunch when you're on the go. Dandy Donuts and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave. Order online for fast pickup or call 928-444-1100.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
I'm a third grade teacher.
I'm a school bus driver.
I am a parent.
I am a teacher's aide. And I agree to be identified
as a caring adult who pledges to help bullied students.
I will listen carefully to all students who seek my help
and act on their behalf
to put an immediate stop to bullying.
I will work with other caring adults to create a safe
learning environment for all the students in my school.
In my school.
In my school.
In my school.
I'm David Goldberg, Secretary-Treasurer of the California Teachers Association. Help us create safe, bully-free learning environments for all students in California. One caring adult can make all the difference. Take the pledge to be that adult at NEA.org/bullyfree. Adults have the power to stop bullying in our schools.
It starts with me.
It starts with me.
It starts with me.
Bully free. It starts with me.
A message from the California Teachers Association.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi, I'd like to report a bear hug.
Uh-huh, okay.
Well, we were building a bonfire, and I saw some, dry brush and leaves around, so, I said to move the bonfire somewhere else, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear shows up and hugs me.
So you noticed some wildfire hazards, and moved your bonfire to a safer location.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Smokey, all right. He likes it when people help prevent wildfires. It hits him close to home. Not everybody gets the hug, my friend. So that's pretty special to get a hug from Smokey Bear.
So it was him. Hey, guys, I told you it was Smokey.
Okay, well, congratulations, my friend. And thanks for calling. There are many ways to prevent a wildfire. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
All right, everybody in the car. Let's go.
What are we going to do first when we get there, Mom? Go for a hike?
Sure, if you want.
What about canoeing? Can we go canoeing too?
I don't see why.
What about a bike ride? No, I want to fish.
Oh,
I've never been fishing.
Honey, we can do it all.
How long does it take to get to the forest?
It's not.
Is it gonna be long?
No, sweetie.
I bet it takes forever.
It's not that far.
Are we there yet?
Yep, we're here.
Already? No way! Come on.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Also, find fun activities to do like boating and biking or camping and hiking, plus much more. It's all right in your naturehood. A public service announcement brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
KTOX, we bring you facts without fear or favor.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
With an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane, listen to yourself, churn world serves its own needs. Dummy serve your own needs, beat it up and ox speak, grunt, no strength. The ladder starts to clatter with fear, fight down, high wire and a fire represented 7 games in a government for hire and a combat site. Left to us are coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team my team reporters babble Trump, tether crop, look at that, no plane, fine, then, overflow, population common food, but it'll do, save yourself, serve yourself, world serves its own needs, listen to your heart, bleed, dummy with the rapture and the reverend and the right, you patriotic, slam, bright, light, feeling, pretty sight, it's the
And welcome back. It is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk Leader. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. Anyhow, so for the next 25 minutes or so, roughly, maybe, we're going to flip that original script around. And we're going to talk about the things Republicans generally get right and the things Democrats get flat out wrong. Not because, I'm trying to beat up on Democrats, but fair is fair, right? Let's start out with the border, because nothing says America like knowing who's in our house. Republicans have always understood that a nation without borders isn't a nation. It's a welcome mat for the world. Secure the line. Law enforcement enforce the law. Vet the people who want to come here legally and deport the ones who don't. It's not hate. It's common sense. Democrats, especially the Biden-Harris years, treated the border like it was optional. Catch and release. Parole programs, ending remain in Mexico, and suing states that tried to help. The result, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection data shows the Southwest land border encounters exploded. About 851,000 in fiscal year 2019 under Trump, and then 1.96 million in fiscal year 2021. 2.7 million in fiscal year 2022, over 3.2 million in fiscal year 2023, and still 2.9 million in fiscal year 2024. Over 10 million encounters nationwide from 2019 into 2024. We had fentanyl flooding in, gangs, gotaways, overwhelmed border towns. American communities paid the prices. More drugs, more crime, more strain on our schools and hospitals. Republicans were right. Enforcement works. When Trump was in office, policies like Remain in Mexico and Title 42 kept numbers manageable. And now in his second term, we've already seen the turnaround. Encounters dropped sharply. Democrats called it cruel and racist. So far, history is proving them wrong. Secure borders protect American workers, American wages, and American lives. Open borders are a gift to cartels and a betrayal of legal immigrants who did it the right way. Let's go to the phones real quick. K2X, you're on the air.
It's Kenny here.
Hey, Kenny.
Would it be correct to say that the Democrats consider themselves to be the party of change?
Go on with your point.
Well, they want to change whatever's there.
Correct. They've already said that they're the party of change, so that one is kind of a rhetorical question.
But that's the reason for the open borders, is to change the culture.
Right.
To change where the money goes, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. All right.
That's what motivated him. That's what motivated it all.
Yeah, I agree. And not only that, to create an entire class of new voters in the United States.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, Kenny. Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Now, let's go on to the economy. Jobs, energy, and keeping government's hands out of our wallets. Republicans so far have had it right. Lower taxes, less regulation, and drill, baby, drill. And unleashed American energy and American workers. Look at the record. Pre-COVID, under Trump, unemployment hit a 50-year low of 3.5%, with record low black and Hispanic unemployment and rising real wages for working folks. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act put money back in the pockets and supercharged growth. On energy, the U.S. became a net exporter. Oil and natural gas production soared. What did the Democrats do? The minute Biden entered office, they killed it. Pushed the Green New Deal. Killed Keystone XL. Paused new leases. And cheered high gas prices as a transition. Remember? Inflation hit 9.1% under Biden-Harris. The highest in 40 years. Real wages fell for most Americans. Energy spices spiked. Went up to $5 a gallon just for regular gas. Now, mind you, it's not far from there right now either. And trust me, I'm not happy, neither is my wallet. And it hit desert families at the pump and at the grocery store. Even with private land production keeping totals high, the policy difference is clear. Republicans treat energy as strength, not as sin. The official Energy Information Administration numbers confirm production records were built on pro-development policies, not mandates. The Democrats' war on fossil fuels made us dependent again and poorer. Republicans were right. Free enterprise and American energy independence lift everyone. Socialism and central planning just redistribute misery. Now, we're going to go back to crime and law and order. Now, Republicans have always backed the thin blue line. Fund the police, prosecute criminals, lock up the bad guys. Democrats, especially after 2020, embraced the fund the police. No cash bail. And progressive district attorneys who treated rioters like protesters and victims like statistics. FBI uniform crime reporting data showed the spikes. Murders jumped up sharply in 2020, with big city increases of 30 to 50% or more in places run by those policies. Aggravated assaults, carjackings, retail theft, through the roof. Conservative states and cities that rejected this nonsense saw far less chaos. Now, the numbers are starting to come back down. In 2023 through 2025, as you know, some Democrats quietly walked back, but the damage was done. Republicans were right from day one. You can't have civilization without consequences. Soft on crime experiments turned our city streets into war zones, especially in minority neighborhoods that the left claims to champion. Back the badge, enforce the law, and crime drops. Democrats' experiment proved the opposite. And one more quick one, because we can't ignore it. The sanctity of life. Republicans stand for protecting the unborn and leaving abortion decisions to the states and the people after Dobbs. Polls from Pew and Gallup show most Americans want limits, not abortion on demand up to birth. Majorities support restrictions after the first trimester. Democrats, they went full radical, codifying Roe, opposing even basic limits, and celebrating late-term procedures. Even though I'm sure they'd call and say, no, we don't. That's not compassion. That's extremism. Republicans align with a moral center, and that the science of life begins at conception. Democrats lost the American people on this one. And look, I could go on parental rights, education, where Republicans push school choice and transparency, while Democrats shed failing union-run schools or free speech, or where we defend the First Amendment, they cheer censorship. The point is this: conservatism works because it's rooted in reality, not ideology. Limited government, personal responsibility, strong families, secure borders, and a strong national defense aren't just slogans. These are things that deliver results. Democrats, big government, open borders, soft on crime. Culturally radical agendas that have been tried and it fails the very people it claims to help. So what are you going to do about it? What can we do about it? We need to talk about it. We need to have honest conversations about it. We need to stop subscribing to mainstream media And that includes Fox News. We need to support more independent journalism. We need to change the culture of journalism from one of propaganda back to one that actually tells the truth. Reports the facts and allows the American people to make up their own minds. Because, frankly, for far too long, the American people have been treated like they're stupid by journalists and the 24-hour news cycle. They've been spoon-fed just enough facts to support a particular agenda, whether it be an extreme right-wing agenda or an extreme left-wing agenda. Just spoon-fed, just enough. And vote. Vote. Get out there and vote. Vote in person. Make sure your vote counts. You know, I've heard lifelong conservatives on that listen to this radio station call and say, "I am never voting again. I don't feel like my vote even matters anymore. It's not even counted." And that's the wrong thing to say. That's the wrong attitude to have. We need to continue to vote. We need to continue to make sure that each and every one of us get out there and vote like our nation depends on it. It is the Mr. Rob Hanson radio program. We'll be back after these messages. K2X Needles. This portion of the Rob Hanson radio program could be brought to you by you for as little as $25 a week. For more information, email us at info@ktox1340.com. That's info@ktox1340.com. info@ktox1340.com.
KTOX.
KTOX.
The Tri-States Talk Leader.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi. Because time is money, and we're always on time.
Route 66 Broadband has always provided the fastest and most reliable service in Mojave Valley, Golden Shores, Golden Valley, and Needles. Amazing speed and flexible data plans. Digital TV and phone service available too. In Needles, call 760-326-4190. In Mojave Valley, call 928-565-4190. Visit their website at route66broadband.com.
Dandy Donuts and Deli offers the best donuts and pastries in the tri-state area, hands down, and they are baked fresh every day. Dandy features 9 flavors of boba tea and a variety of smoothies, including espresso, mocha, and Thai tea. Their deli menu makes for a perfect lunch when you're on the go. Dandy Donuts and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave. Order online for fast pickup or call 928-444-1100.
And tell them that you heard it on KTOX.
Stuck in Bullhead City without a ride? Don't waste time. Call Taxi. We're your local experts for fast, reliable transportation around town, to the airport, or anywhere you need to go. Our friendly drivers ensure safe, comfortable rides at affordable rates, 24/7. Whether it's a quick errand or a night out, we've got you covered. Call now, 928-201-2953. That's 928-201-2953. Time Call Taxi, because time is money, and we're always on time.
Developers and investors, located in beautiful Needles, California. This is your opportunity. Riverlux Resort, a city-approved 15-acre mixed-use development along the Colorado River, zoned PUD and C2, ready for retail, resort, and residential growth. Prime location between the river and the golf course, where lifestyle meets potential. Visit riverluxresort.com and discover the vision.
Hi, Crystal again from High Desert Heat. Never before in history has it been more important to hang on to your Second Amendment rights. Times are changing fast. Make sure you and your family are protected. At High Desert Heat, we have all your Second Amendment needs. Weekly CCW classes as well as training or even a try before you buy. Custom Cerakoting, engraving, ladies private, and group shooting classes. We are your hometown family-friendly one-stop shop. High Desert Heat, 4410 Highway 95, Fort Mojave, Arizona, 928-763-4328.
Has anybody told you about Coast to Coast AM tonight?
Coast to Coast is one of those programs that deals with strange mysteries. We'll look at Bigfoot. We'll look at UFOs. We'll look at real science. And we'll also look at conspiracies and what it all means to you, the listeners of Coast to Coast AM.
It's the best in overnight talk radio. Coast to Coast AM.
That's Coast to Coast every night at 10 p.m. right here on KTOX.
Swantee's of Bullhead City wants to make your life easier. Swantee's has new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge vehicles all in stock, like the 2025 Dodge Durango. Swantee's features fast trade-in value, competitive specials, and no-hassle financing. Now Swantee's wants your car, paid for or not. They will come to you, have an extra car, sell it to us today, or trade in to upgrade. Swantee's of Bullhead City at 2494 Highway 95, right here in beautiful Bullhead City. KTOX would love to do your advertising. If your organization or business needs a little help, KTOX can get your name out on the air. We have the best advertising rates in the area. Reach us by email at ktoxradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562. That's ktoxradio@yahoo.com or 928-296-2562.
KTOX 1340 AM, standing up for truth, justice, and a decent cup of coffee.
To talk with Rob on the air, call 855-586-9134.
And welcome back. Oh, my goodness gracious me. 855-586-9134 is the number if you want to join the conversation. So I just stumbled across this meme on X. And it has absolutely nothing to do with politics or anything. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. But it's a map of the number of Waffle Houses in every state that, you know, a Waffle House has. Where a Waffle House is located. Would you care to guess how many Waffle Houses are located in the state of Arizona? Go ahead, I'll wait. Well, I'll just tell you. 15. There's 2 in New Mexico, 10 in Colorado, 4 in Kansas, 16 in Oklahoma, 38 in Missouri, 46 in Arkansas, 99 in Louisiana, 88 in Mississippi, 134 in Tennessee, 62 in Kentucky, 2 in Illinois, 24 in Indiana, 80 in Ohio, 62 in Kentucky. I may have given that one. 10 in Pennsylvania, 5 in West Virginia, 68 in Virginia, 183 in North Carolina, 171 in South Carolina, 185 in Florida. And the state with the highest amount of Waffle Houses in the entire nation is Georgia, with a whopping total of 433 Waffle Houses in the state. I know that's just nonsense trivia, but I found that map very enlightening. I found that map very enlightening. Maybe you did too. But most of the northern states, I don't know if California, I guess, could be considered a northern state. Nevada, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, North and South Dakotas, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, New York. States like that have no Waffle Houses at all. And I find that an absolute shame because, a Waffle House, if you go to a Waffle House between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m., it's like dinner and a show. Especially after the bars close. As you'll be able to see the Waffle House fights. It's a lot of fun. I don't know. I had to share it. Funny little things like that. But getting back to Republican versus Democrat policies. Now, here's my firm belief. Regardless of whatever party is in power in Washington, D.C., they don't care about what goes on outside of D.C. The only time they care about it is when they're up for re-election. And right now we're going into a pretty serious primary, or pretty serious midterm election, where both sides are equally weak. Yeah, there's some pretty strong seats out there that are going to be upheld by Republicans, like Brandon Herrera, the seat Brandon Herrera is running for in Texas. But there's a lot of them that are up for question and up for grabs. Especially with and let's put it this way, both parties are guilty of this midterm census redistricting. This is going to turn around and bite everybody on the collective rear end. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the parties rather than help them. Because the American people will look at that and say, our politicians, our state politicians, our local politicians just have no faith in us anymore. And it will actually drive people from the polls rather than to the polls. How do we fix that? We vote like our nation depends upon it. Because it truly does. We vote in our local elections like our nation depends upon it. We throw our hats in the ring. We get involved. We look for candidates that we can support, that meet our expectations. And we hold their feet to the fire. It is the Miss Rob Hanson radio program right here on the Tri-State's Undisputed Talk. That'd be KTOX 1340 AM and 92.9 FM. We'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, go out there and make the world a better place. And go get your ham radio licenses. KTOX News.
KTOX and K281CR Needles.
If you are just turning on your radios,
this is